How can I make this more gross? Let me look at my deck here. I already got Stick and Chair. I already got Dark Lords.
Like, oh, you know what would be good? Treacherous. Oh, but I can't play that because I'm playing Dark Lords. Oh, wait.
Even better!
Oh my god, it's Treacherous for spells and traps too.
All right, here we go.
Often imitated the biggest win ever. Never duplicated.
The comments, I'm not ready.
Oh, the original.
Is it going to be any different this week?
I don't think so, man. Billy Kamel here. K-pause. I just forgot what I was going to say.
Circus here coming at you. First tournament, you're like, all right, Ken Hawk, take a bag, search a card. Man, I'm cruising. This is great.
Ken Hawk.
Join us each week as we track decks and see how they perform in tournaments around the community. This is the DLE Power Rankings.
What's up, everybody? Circus here coming at you with this week's Power Rankings video. And there's a change again. Is it a change for good? Is it a change for worse? I don't know. That's why I brought Kamel in here to help me figure that out. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing pretty good myself, and let's see how the meta's doing. Hopefully better than last week.
We'll see. We'll see. So if you're new to what we're doing here, each week we track decks as they're played in tournaments around the community, and then we rank them based on how they finish. So if a deck gets a first place finish, it's going to get 6 points. A second place finish is 4 points. A top 4 is 2 points, and a top 8 is a single point.
That's right. And Circus, to keep the power rankings consistent, all of the tournaments we track have to have the same format, being rounds of Swiss into a top cut, and the deck format being one deck with a side deck with 7 cards, where you can also side in skills. And the tournaments that met that criteria this week are the GG Tour DL Showdown.
That's a long name. I know. Why did we name it that? I don't know. That was our tournament, too.
That was our tournament. The Battle Phase series and the Meta Freakly. Wow, short list this week.
Well, it's KC Cup week, so over at DLM they do KC Cup style tournaments,
Yes,
so we're missing those. But I think it's still
more simple size this week, but still indicative of
what's going on
overall. Yeah.
All right, so let's check out what's going on. I'm gonna warn you again. It's only a top 3 this week, so here we go. Number 3.
Right.
Number 3,
Harpy ladies' first tournament victory.
Harpies. Finally making it into the power rankings. In third place is Harpies. They finally got their tournament win, Kamel, but look at this deck. 30 cards. Come on now. Is that really the way to play this thing?
Yeah, man, I think it is, and only because of the fact that Harpies are extremely fragile if all you have to play with are Harpy monsters. We saw it a lot in Tri-Links, and I've seen it a lot in tournaments. The Harpy engine, once you go through your initial pool of cards that you search for and stuff, you run out of Harpy engine cards. Or if your Cyber/Harpy lady gets dealt with, you are unable to come back because you just do not have the resources. This build is focused around you summoning Brave Neos. Yes, it is another Neos engine.
Why not?
Summon Brave Neos and send the Harpy Harpist so you can get more Harpy engine cards the next turn, so that you put your Neos on the board with some back row, and then next turn you explode with Harpies. And that is supposed to be the safest way to play the deck, and it is currently the most effective way. This is the only tournament winning list, and the MCS list that Luke Tyler also used Neos Fusion.
Okay. As you can see, even with just the 6 tournaments, we're still seeing 71 people playing the deck. So I think either people like the deck or it's just the new hotness, but we'll have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks how they do.
That's right.
All right. Let's check out number 2.
I wonder what it is.
number 2,
Absolutely gross, dude.
Stick and Chair Dark Lords. And coming in second place is a deck with many names, and the reason I say that is our mod team is going out of their way to keep all the different Dark Lord variations separate. Dark Lords with Stick and Chair, Dark Lords with Stick and Chair FA, and on and on. I'm just saying this is Dark Lords. If you play
The
FA,
thing is, right, I got another question for you. How many of these decks were just regular Dark Lord decks, but they had FA in the side?
right,
And they became FA decks.
right, and then they took the card back out, and yeah.
It
was just too
to
much.
track, it's too much. But here we are, Star Lords second place. They did not keep the top spot for more than a week, likely because of the fact that we lost a lot of tournaments and a lot of representation where Star Lords are played a lot more often.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the deck still is on par with the top deck. Star Lords just performing extremely well. We saw today and across the week that they can still make use of one Dark Lord card and get a powerful effect just with each of them. So the deck is very tight and it works very well. And on the top of the list for a banless after KC Cup.
So they went away real quick from the mock because people figured out, oh, I can just flip it down. But now they've gone into Levianeer.
Yeah, Levianeer just as an added threat that you can use after that you can bring out after you've brought out Ouroboros turn 1 or just discarded any Dark Lords to the grave using any Dark Lord effect. Levianeer, you can actually bring it out extremely easy. Destiny Draw just makes that.
I think the Dark Lords players were like, how can I make this more gross? Let me look at my deck here. I already got Stick and Chair. I already got Dark Lords.
Like, oh, you know what would be good? Treacherous. Oh, but I can't play that because I'm playing Dark Lords. Oh, wait.
Even
Levianeer,
better!
oh, my God. It's treacherous for spells and traps, too. Like, it's great. Like, why not?
Oh, I can't wait for the ban list. All right, let's check out number 1.
Oh, gosh.
Number 1,
Swing, swing, swing. Get out of my sight.
Blue Eyes.
And what do you know? Back in the top spot is Blue Eyes with 30 points, a couple tournament victories, 205 people in 6 tournaments, Kamel. Can you imagine if we did have the 11 or 12 tournaments again? It'd be up around 400.
We would have broken another power rankings record.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
But yeah, Blue Eyes coming in this week with taking the first place spot. In this winning list, we do see Treacherous. We were talking this week about the trade-off between Treacherous and things like Karma Cut.
Mm-hmm.
And it ultimately comes, your back row ultimately comes down to what matchups you think you're going to face more often and what you think you're going to need. Treacherous is obviously, it's really devastating. Not so much against Stick and Chair Dark Lords if they open up their Dark Lord engine, you know? So it's one of those trade-offs you kind of go for. It is more explosive than Karma Cut, but useful in other situations. That's a big question that people have. So either of them are viable. But, you know, they do have their situational advantages. Not much to say for the rest of the Blue Eyes deck. It is just doing as it does as usual.
Hashtag Sage and Stone to 2.
Sage and Stone to 2.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, no, absolutely no way.
I just completely kill the deck. But it's Blue Eyes. Get used to it, folks. This is an anime deck. This is the deck that sells the game. So it just is what it is. Just get used to it. I would say it probably would not get hit very hard on the ban list. Overall representation this week, what a surprise. Look at that. Blue Eyes over Harpies. Not even close.
Yikes. Well, look at... Damn, Harpies is the next represented deck?
Yeah.
This is so weird. This is
almost 3 times the representation.
This is why I think right now Harpies play is really like just inflated. I don't think people actually think it is a deck that is like at the level that these other decks are. They are simply just trying it out to see if it can compete, to see if they can actually play something that's not Blue Eyes or Star Lords,
right,
to perform in tournaments. So,
but hey, if both those decks get nerfed, we're in there, baby.
Harpies are definitely in there if both those decks get nerfed. So
all it takes is these 2 other decks to be just removed from the meta, and then we're tier 1.
Yeah,
which
get them out of there.
May or may not happen. All right, conversion rates this week. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot that made the cut.
Dark Lords 14%. I can't believe I didn't catch that. That's actually pretty nuts. 14% conversion rate. Really good for second place on the power rankings.
Well, we can go back to overall representation. You can see after number 7, numbers 8 through 18 would not make the possibility of getting into the conversion rate list because you got to have at least 20 your deck represented 20 times to get the conversion rate, because otherwise you got a deck that gets played once, it makes the top 8, it's got 100% conversion rate. It just seems a little silly. So top 8 finishes, what a surprise, Blue Eyes, and then Dark Lords, and then Harpies, but you can see it's not even really that close.
Wow, a lot of these other decks, one.
Exactly, and it's gross. Look at the tier list. Harpies can or cannot be there, right? I mean,
Harpies. I mean, what else do you put there? You look at this week of representation. People do not feel comfortable with playing these other decks, Thunder Dragons, like Water Deck, into Blue Eyes. They do not feel comfortable with that.
no.
Harpies, even though its matchup against these decks is not great and they're often outpaced by them, what else are you gonna play? Like no one else is even feeling semi-confident about the other decks in the meta game right now.
Now we go off just data here, but honestly, between Dark Lord and Blue Eyes, I feel like there's going to keep flip flopping until there's a ban list. That's what I think.
Yeah, I definitely think as long as we are analyzing the same, like like on a good week, 11 tournaments, Dark Lords and Blue Eyes will be alternating depending on the week, what people figure out, until there is a forced change.
Right.
Sure.
So let's look at the overall list here and see how it actually ended up shaking out. So I felt Blue Eyes was clearly tier 1 at 30 points and Dark Lord's tier 2 at 22 points.
Yeah.
And then it just drops right off the tier 3. I don't know if you could even call Harpies and Automats like a tier 3. I mean,
they are the next best thing, right?
I was feeling nice, but I don't really think does Automats. Harpies got a victory this week. They got a tournament victory. Automats were like, it was like 2 top 2s and then like a top 8 or something like that. It wasn't very good.
Yeah. Well, I guess the next slide is tournament wins, right? You can check that out because a lot of the points, those middle points, were kind of scooped up by kind of rogue decks or fallen.
I don't have that slide, but Yusenju's won a tournament. Water Deck won a tournament.
Water Deck. Okay, it's okay because that's what I was referencing.
Yeah.
2 of these decks Water Deck came back big this week with a tournament win against Star Lords, but
look at their points. Water Deck and Yusenju's both with 6 points. That's a tournament victory, and that's it.
And that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
I think that people are gonna have to go back to the drawing board and look at some things like Water Deck. Look at some things like Yosenju's. The new way to play Water Deck is pretty different, utilizing your resources differently so that you have a better survivability against Star Lords.
So when you see all these 2/2/2s, 1/1/1/1/1s, that just means they made the top 8 once or twice. And then the rest is all just Dark Lords and Blue Eyes. That's it. So those are the 2 decks of the format right now. Nothing else even comes close. So just settle in. We got to get through the KC Cup. Maybe once we get out of that, a week or 2 after that, we'll see a ban list. Then 2 weeks after that, the ban list will be implemented. So we only got 5 or 6 more weeks of this, Kamel.
Yeah, buckle up, Circus. Buckle up.
All right. We're going to get out of here, but you should get in our Discord. You know why? Because it's awesome, and it's free. The tournaments are free. The new player help is free. We have operators standing by to console you in your feelings during this Blue Eyes meta if you do need it. So just go in our Discord.
Don't worry if you leave in a poor country. New player help is free, and we will be there to help you. We're going to make sure you get the most out of your free-to-play Duel Links gems. So, guys, head over to the DLE Discord to take full advantage of that. I'm Daily Kamel. That's Daily Circus.
Oh,
we're going to get out of here.
We're banned.
Peace out.